Hi, this is Danny Dorman with my Module 8 presentation, Leading with a Moral Compass. For starters, we're going to talk about empathy and morality, and the concept of empathy is usually just knowing what it's like to be someone else or how they're feeling in a certain situation, and it really stuck out to me that there were two separate kinds of empathy. Cognitive, which is the capacity to understand another person's state of mind from a perspective, and affective, which is a range of emotional responses that we can have to feel what others are feeling in any given situation. The ability to have empathy and to feel this empathy is considered to be a foundation of moral action. So how we respond and deal with the decisions that we make and what can happen based on the different emotions and factors or values that we share or that are different for everyone. Finding our moral compass is important to know that it can happen or it can come in a variety of different ways, from influential role models to Bibles or the Holy Book, family values, organized religion, or faith traditions that you have grown up with, as long as it's an unchanging standard, something that is not going to be flexible and shift based on different situations or circumstances. Also, moral compass is most likely not the same for two people. Excuse me. In fact, it's pretty unlikely, as it's just what you believe in and your own personal values that are typically found or developed in your childhood. Using your moral compass, I thought this was one of the most important things, because people talk about having a moral compass and people talk about what is in their moral compass or their values that they feel really strongly about. But if you don't know how to use them when making decisions and how to use them to your benefit and to your best ability, then it's kind of hard to just have them and not use them. So being able to understand how your values might affect your decisions, and not only you, but the people around you. Your decisions always affect someone else, whether you think so or not. And it's not always just the specific decision, but maybe the ramifications that come based on your decisions. 5 reasons you need a moral compass. I thought these were important just because people can very easily say, oh, it's not important, like, it's not a big deal. But I thought these were very important, especially if you want to be a strong leader. Excuse me. Just to ground your identity, to make sure that you understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, and so that others understand that as well, to protect the greater good, just so we can make people's lives better and hopefully get society back to a better moral ground as well. To increase self-confidence, people that know where they stand and who they are and what they believe in typically have a higher sense of self-worth and integrity, and this can lead to contentment, focused, and grounding and purpose in their lives, which are all very important things, especially if you are wanting to be a good leader. To be a good role model, right there. To be a trusted leader or a good role model, you must know who you are and what you stand for, and that will help those around you to be able to tell what those things are as well. And then to foster healthy relationships. If you know what your values are and what you're going to stand up for, it's going to help you make those bonds stronger, so that way you're not hanging around people that do not have the same values as you, and that you aren't going to have things in common with, and that you're not going to connect with. So here is my moral compass that I created, I guess. This was kind of hard for me because I wanted to try and keep it within that 3 to 5 range, but I could not kick one of these out. So we start with hardworking, always giving 110% for myself, but for those around me and not holding back. Empathy, being able to understand how people are feeling is very important to me and wanting to help them in any way that I can. Respect is a big thing for me, especially for my students to understand that respect is earned and not given, and so they need to treat me and others how they would want to be treated, and vice versa. And just that you never really know what someone is going through or what they're dealing with, and just to be respectful of the things that you do know that are happening and the things that you don't know. Honesty is a big thing for me. Telling the truth, no matter what the consequences, is always going to earn you my respect as well. Integrity, I believe, is very important because I want to be someone that people can trust and people know that if I give them my word, I'm going to keep it. And I think that's also a very good trait for a leader as well. And then my faith and my beliefs are very important to me, and just trying to be the best person that I can be in any situation and bringing grace and understanding into those situations that I may come into as well. Reference pages, addendum. This assignment has really helped me to really focus in on my core values. Like I said, I tried to narrow them down more than what I already did, but I feel like there's quite a few things that are important to me, and some of them were a little harder to get rid of, but this assignment has helped me to see that those 6 that I've chosen are definitely the most important, and that others can be important, but they're not part of like my core value system that I believe in. And so it has also helped me just because I want to be a teacher that shows these values to my kids so that hopefully they can start working on their core values and seeing what things are more important to them as well. I also think it's important for my current learning because, like I said, it's making me take a deeper look at what I believe in and what things are most important to me and how I present that to other people. I believe that this assignment has improved my knowledge of my moral compass and just being able to use it in everyday life. Because, like I said, you can have your moral compass and you can know what it is, but if you don't know how to use it and how to benefit from using it, then it's just there, and I mean, it doesn't really do a whole lot. So this has really made me start thinking more about how I can use that in my decision making in my everyday life, but especially at school with my students. And again, I just want to be able to use this more effectively in my classroom so that my students can understand why my values are my values and why those things are important to me, and just to kind of help them start shaping those things as they are building their moral compasses right now, and just understanding that their values and their beliefs are very important to them and what they will be using for the rest of their lives.